Hey everyone, it's Maxine here from the zoo. Thank you for tuning in and watching our next zoo news update. Today's episode is going to be all about the bees. Again, as you know, we've been working on a specially built hive specifically for being on show in our new native species building. The hive is coming along really well, and we've had our local beekeepers out to check it over and make sure it's going to be suitable. So in this episode, I'm going to be handing it over to Peter, Colin and Margaret, who have been so lovely in helping to educate us about bees and what we can do best to provide these bees with the best home that we can, that you guys can see as well. And I'm going to hand it over to them, and you're going to get to meet our colony of bees. I'll start out by introducing Peter. He used to run all of the local beekeeping courses here at the zoo. He is also the mastermind behind our new hive design. Then his wife Margaret creates all of the amazing custom wax candles which we sell in our gift shop, and she also does the local markets as well. And their friend Colin, who is also a local beekeeper, who is super excited to see how our hive is going to work out. And before the bees are ready to make the big trip to the zoo, the guys need to have a quick look over the hive first.
And we're just going to check you over before you go, make sure you're all fit and healthy. So Margaret's just lifting the crown board to see where you all are. And here we have the bees with the queen excluder to stop the queen going up into the top part of the hive.
Give them a smoker.
Just give them a little bit of smoke just to see, just to let them know we're coming, and just to clear them off the top there to make it easier for us to inspect the frames.
We've been growing wax onto the extruder.
Yes, they'll have, even though we went into them last week, they'll have stuck the queen excluder onto the top of the brood box there using tree pollen based tree resin. And this is wax they've built up over that period of time, where you can see lovely honey just there. Very
just
nice.
Making sure the queen isn't here.
And we're just making sure the queen isn't on the top here.
Doesn't look like she is.
So we're going to take a couple of empty frames out first to give a little bit of space to be able to work in. You can see we've got some new frames in there at the front, which are not been drawn yet. That gives them plenty of space to grow into. Do you want to leave that one out? Oh, sorry. On the next one, you can see that they started to build up the wax and make the honeycomb. There we are. And those honeycomb cells will be used to put honey into. They'll put pollen in there, and they'll also put, the queen will lay eggs in there.
No sign of the queen on this side. No sign of the queen on that side.
And this is the famous beekeeping duo, Margaret and Colin.
This one's heavier. There's stores on this side in the right place.
This frame's been drawn, and there are plenty of stores in there, which means they're storing honey and they're storing pollen. The nectar, which is made into honey, is for the carbohydrates, and the pollen is used for the protein to feed the young larvae.
And there's no sign of the queen on this frame either, is there? You see?
And this is another frame they've drawn.
Oh, there's brood, sealed brood in the middle here, on this side.
And you can see there, that's sealed brood,
There's a few little larvae.
and in there will probably be some larvae that are in unsealed brood. The sealed brood is where the larvae have been sealed up before they hatch out.
This bee here is a male bee, which is called a drone. You see it's larger.
If you follow the tip of the tool there, that big bee there, he's the male of the species. He gets looked after by all the worker bees. Has a life of Riley until midsummer, when he's no longer required.
Oh, there's lots of larvae in the middle here.
Right, you can see some larvae in the middle. Yes,
They look
you
more,
see the larvae there in the middle,
look more mature,
and they're
don't
being
they?
looked after, and there may well be eggs down in the bottom corners here. Yes, I can see an egg, and you can see where they're storing the honey at the top corner there, and the top corner there, and putting the brood in the middle.
There's a lot of bees on this one. Oh, I've got sealed brood and the queen. She's coming through to your end. Blue at the bottom there.
Right, can we see the? Oh, I can see the queen there, the one with the blue spot on her at the bottom there. She's in the middle of the picture. I'm going to keep her in the middle of the picture as she moves up through the frame there, and just being spotted by the tool there. There she is, and she's moving around, and she's trying to get away from the light. Now on that frame you can also see lots of domed cells. The domed cells there, and those domed cells are drone brood. At the top there, I can see her. There she is in the middle of the picture again.
And she's coloured blue because she's last year's queen. There's different colours for each year, so that if the swarm, if we get a queen, we want to know how old that queen is.
And we're very gentle with the bees. The more gentle we are with them, the more gentle they are with us. And that's
sealed brood on this
another
side.
frame of another good, healthy looking frame there, full of mainly sealed brood, where the queen would have laid those eggs in those cells well over a week ago. The egg being laid to the worker bee being born or emerging from the cell is 21 days. So that's 3 frames of brood we've got in there. And we're just coming on to the 4th frame here.
Well, it's sealed cap brood on this side, but it looks like it's hatched in the middle. Because the queen works from the middle outwards. So on this frame the brood is already hatched, and there's sealed brood on the edge. So I'll turn it round.
Right. So that's 4 frames of brood. So on each frame you've got somewhere in the order of 3,000 bees. And the queen can lay anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000 eggs a day. And Margaret's just taken off that excess comb there that they put on the bottom. So you're all looking very healthy. And this last frame is probably a frame of stores.
We've actually got eggs in there on that side.
Got eggs on. Oh no, we've got eggs in the middle there. If we can see them, yeah. See some eggs in there. Very little tiny things. They look a bit like rice grains. There we go. That's it. There we go. So actually that's another frame of brood. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frames of brood.
And that's stores.
And stores on the other side. They always put the stores on the outside and have the brood in the middle of the nest. So when they go to the zoo, they'll have plenty more space to for the queen to lay more eggs. Because when they run out of space, that's when they like to swarm. So we're now going to just move them all back down here, and we're going to tuck them all back in and strap them up, ready for a car ride in the morning. But we'll tonight we'll just allow them to all go back into the hive when it's dark, and we'll seal up the front of the entrance down here. As you can see, we've got some bars here which we can close off, and then one on the other side, and we'll close those bars off. That'll close the gap there, and put a bit of tape over it, and make sure the bees are all sealed into the brood box there. And we've got a transit cover to go on the top, and we'll put some straps on in a minute, so that they're all nice and tight and secure in there. And when we put them in the car, we know they're not going to escape. Now they're just taking the excess comb off the queen excluder there.
There's pollen going in.
Oh, yes. You can see bees there taking that pollen in, and pollen comes in different colours. You can get black pollen, you get white pollen. The most common one is probably the yellow pollen. You can even get blue pollen, and this is like a pale yellow, creamy coloured pollen. There we are. Look at that one, loaded down. And what they do is they go into the hive and onto the frames, and that's where they do that famous waggle dance to tell the others which direction and how far away from the hive the foragers. So we're just going to put we take the queen excluder off. We don't need that, and we're just going to put the crown board on, just like a top cover. And then we're going to put a transit board on instead of this big heavy roof here. We'll put the roof on for tonight over the travel screen. But the travel screen here is just a board with a bit of ventilation, and it means we can put the straps over there and strap it down tight. Right, do you want to put the straps on? Now this is the tricky bit where they get a little bit, they could get a little bit disturbed, as we have to slide the straps under the hive. Right. Fingers under the edge here. Oops. One.
There we are.
I'd first to check it there. That's okay. That side. What's your side like, Colin?
Yeah. Floors come away.
Happy with that?
Right. So in the evening, when it's cold and all the bees are tucked inside, we'll close the entrance, transport them to the zoo first thing in the morning. They'll be in their new home.
So we're going to the zoo. You can come too. We're going to the zoo.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed meeting our bees and meeting the beekeepers. They did an awesome job there. It was very educational, and I just can't wait to get the bees on site. It's going to be so exciting, and also very nerve-wracking, because I hope that they like the house that we've made for them. The native species area is going to be on show soon, and the harvest mice are already in their enclosure settling in. I put a video out about them recently, about their new enclosure. So yeah, definitely check that one out. If you want to see any more of Margaret's products that she sells, she's got her own website called allaboutthebees.co.uk. If you haven't done already, please do like and subscribe to our zoo channel, because every little helps us, and we want to keep giving you content. So until next time, see you later guys. Bye.
We're going to the zoo. How about you? You can come too. We're going to the zoo.